very much, everyone, for joining us here for this pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's second semi-final, Pakistan versus Australia. We are joined by Mathew Hayden from Pakistan, who will be taking questions today in this press conference over Zoom. As you will know already, if you can stay on mute throughout the press conference and also turn your videos off. If you have a question, please show your hand. And if you are selected, you'll need to unmute, ask your question, and then mute yourself immediately afterwards. So I think we're ready to get going, and I'll hand over to Ibrahim now, who will select those that will ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Callum. Thank you so much, everyone. We will start the press conference with the opening statement of Mathew Hayden, and then we will move towards the question answer session. Go on, Mathew.
Yeah, thanks, Ibrahim. It's a great pleasure to be on the eve of the semi-final of a T20 World Cup. A very important tournament, obviously, a tournament which is significant for every country, especially the 4 membership nations that have earned their way to the semi-final. So lots of hard work has gone in over a month. And from a Pakistani cricket point of view, we're extremely excited to be coming into the tournament with terrific momentum, fantastic energy, and great optimism as well. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this press conference.
Thank you so much. Let's move toward the question answer session. First of all, Shahid Hashmi, and then Lawrence Booth.
Mathew, maybe a bit hypothetical, but are you ready to take the cup for Pakistan and go to Pakistan, a tour you missed in your playing career?
Shahid, good morning and welcome. Yes, this is an extremely important tournament for Pakistan, as it is every membership nation. We face Australia tomorrow, a country which has been incredibly proud to set high standards in terms of delivery on trophies for its country in World Cups, and this is one that it's never got in the trophy cabinet. So lots of high stake matches ahead of us now. From Pakistan cricket point of view, I feel that as a nation that loves cricket as much as what it does, and is focused so heavily on cricket, and also to have tournaments being including the ones that I was a part of cancelled for numerous reasons. It's never more important, and the awareness is heightened that out of this great nation, we've got a squad of players here that are ready to perform and are ready to take on not only the semi-finals, but should we, inshallah, get beyond that, the finals. So very important for Pakistan cricket. A wonderful announcement also in the last few days about Australia touring Pakistan in February. Something, as I just mentioned before, has not been done for, I think, 28 years now. And I know that from an Australian cricket point of view, that is also a really significant moment, not only for Australian cricket, but also for Pakistan cricket.
Hi, Mathew. Just wondered what it's like going up against the country you represented for so long, and in particular, your old opening partner, Justin Langer.
Yeah. Lawrence, is it? Thank you. It is a very unusual feeling. As you all know, I was a warrior for Australian cricket over 2 decades. And so that does give me the benefit of having wonderful insights, not only into these players, but also into the culture of cricket in Australia. I think the roles of roaming mentors, coaches across the global platform has been a significant area where other nations can benefit, including our own, can benefit off increasing and improving or adding value to the standards of cricket. We've seen how that has worked through the IPL, for example. A lot of resources coming from global resources, not just Australia, but planting into environments, cricketing environments, which improve the overall standard as we as a cricketing community look to try and achieve. And that is a fantastic global platform. The ICC and its various tournaments, the IPL and all the franchise competitions across the world, and the challenge how that then promotes sensible conversation around the cricket environment and in particular the Future Tours program and how all of these jigsaw puzzles of cricket fit together, a complicated and complex organism. So, I guess from my point of view, there is the challenge of the heart, the challenge of the mind in terms of, what's going to happen over the next 24 hours. But I also say very proudly that it's been wonderful to be a part of Pakistan cricket. We have some, incredible young players, a mix of wonderful experienced players in our lineup, and they and the team are performing admirably. Justin Langer and myself are in similar positions insofar as a national coach or a batting coach never wins the game of cricket. The 11 that take part in the game win the game, and we are backup only. But backup is something that I've really enjoyed over the last month, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this group of young men take forward the challenge of this semi-final match. Shakib?
Hello, Coach. I just want to ask you that you have very short period of time with this bunch of players. How promising they are, and how confident you are against a very professional Australian team?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it is obvious that I have been with the team, a very short time, which has meant it's been very important to have a heart connect with the players, the administrators, and also the management team here. I felt that has been achieved, and that was, in many ways, that was my individual and personal aim throughout this tournament to, get a sense of the commitment of all the layers within the game in Pakistan, and to understand one of the most beautiful things, and that is that raw talent and talent is there in abundance for Pakistan cricket. And with the right leadership and mentoring and guide, I think this side has got the possibilities, as it's shown so far in the 5 matches, to take on anyone. The highlight and the obvious eye will go to the first game that we played here at Dubai, where we're playing tomorrow night against India, and just how under immense pressure that I guess I never really understood until I was inside the dressing room, only comparable, of course, to England Ashes series for Australia. Just how these boys wonderfully handled very, very calmly and very confidently their approach to playing such a huge match. And I think that game really set us up for what has been, a really lovely 4 weeks of solid work, great commitment to training, great purpose in general, and also a wonderful heart connect to Islam and how spirituality has played its role within the Pakistan team as a great guide and tool for everyone to come together. So very optimistic. I see wonderful potential. And I want to make special mention here of a former teammate and colleague, and that is Dean Jones, who gave a lot of himself to Cricket Australia, but also gave a lot of himself to Pakistan cricket. And his closing words to me, I can hear in my ears, were, "These are my boys. This is something I'm so passionate about." He was just beautifully connected to Pakistan cricket, and may he rest in peace now, knowing the fact that he's left a legacy within this team which will last not only this generation but generations to come. And if I can add any value to those closing comments from Dino, that would be my greatest honour.
Good afternoon. Good morning, coach. First of all, good luck for the semi-finals tomorrow. My question for you is that Pakistan has won 5 matches on the trot in this tournament. So, from a
Yes.
coaching perspective, how important is the momentum, which is now with the Pakistan team against a formidable opposition in Australia, and also in Pakistan's batting lineup, everyone has been scoring the runs except for Fakhar Zaman. So, are you a little bit concerned about him not firing in the group stages, and how sure about are you on him finding in the form in knockout matches?
Thanks, Narika. Ifaka is a very interesting personality and character. And the longer that I spend time with him, the more that I really enjoy his personality and character. The fact that he was in the Navy for 7 years gives you a pretty strong indication of his ability to be able to fight and fight hard. And not only just from a batting perspective, but the contributions within a T20 setup is that you have to be, as a general policy, a two-dimensional player. And Faka has, I think, been the standout outfielder for our team as well. He saved literally 5 to 10 runs every game, and 5 to 10 runs within a T20 concept and batting lineup, include your own runs, maybe 20s and 30s here and there, means that overall he's just been, such an important part of the side. And don't be surprised if you see something incredibly special from him tomorrow as well, because he is smashing the ball in the nets. In particular, I guess, if you look at a potential matchup against Adam Zampa, who's been the leading wicket taker in the T20 ICC World Cup, I think that is a fantastic target, an opportunity for Fakhar to really dominate and position Pakistan in a strong competitive state. So lots of optimism. Already, I think he's contributed nicely, yet to star like some of the others. And that's the great benefit, right, of having, an informed batting lineup. And bear in mind, unlike Test cricket, T20 cricket is also just about impact. I mean, we've seen Asif, come in and smash 24 runs, against New Zealand to win you a game. And if you look at his overall stats, you go, wow, well, is he impressive in this tournament or not? But that's not T20 cricket. Making impact is significant, and Fakhar is certainly one of those that can do that tomorrow.
Hey, Matt, Louis Cameron here from cricket.com.au. Hey, Matt. Just wanted to ask you about another one of the batters, Babar Azam, who's obviously been had a great tournament. And he also has a really good record against Australia in T20 cricket. Can you just give us an insight? I mean, did you kind of understand how good he was coming into this? And can you just give us an insight into what makes him so good?
Yeah, thanks, Louis. Yeah, you're right. He has played quite a lot of cricket against Australia, as have all of our boys. And I think one of the benefits of having an abundance of fast bowling, for example, is someone like Mitchell Starc, for example, is negated in a training sense because of the fast bowling arsenal of Pakistan. I mean, every day these boys are facing Shaheen Afridi with the new ball in the nets, and it's sometimes swinging, sometimes not, but the pace is still there, like Mitch. So they get this great opportunity to train against the very highest level of fast bowling as well. And there's a couple of boys that you haven't seen as well in this squad that will play their role in the future, no doubt as well, in Dhani and Wasim. So lots of practice against great quality bowling, I think, is a huge advantage. Similar to the day, Louis, where, as an Australian opening batsman, JL and I would go to the nets, and guess who would face? Jason Gillespie, Glenn McGrath, Brett Lee, and in the bench was, Michael Kasowich and Andy Bickle. And then the great Shane Warne, would come in and knock you over for fun as well in the net. So you're facing the best constantly in practice, which enabled you then to come to play your best game, when it came to the actual match itself. Baba and his personality is as you see, is what you get. He's very consistent. He's very stable. He's not overly flamboyant. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that he's almost the opposite personality to someone like Virat Kohli, who's very animated, very passionate, and very boisterous on the field. So got great control, and he's got, you know, a wonderful temperament. Babar Azam, the batsman, is highly talented, as you mentioned, Louis. And just to give you an insight into that talent, his ability to be able to consistently react to the ball is really second to none that I've seen. So he picks up the line and the length of the ball quicker than the average cricketer that's going around. And that's the mark of someone that's a very fine player. His reaction time, his ability to be able to play, I think, a consistent version of his best self means that he doesn't have to sort of have all the innovations. He doesn't have to necessarily be stroking with any kind of increase or decrease in his temperament. He can remain pretty neutral. And then when he gets into the middle stages of the match, he also has the ability, through just good cricket shots, to find his natural tempo, which is a strike rate of around 140, 150 and beyond. So it's a great testimony to not only his game, but how he can consistently scale his performances through greater strike rate, increased strike rate over time.
Thank you. Last two questions, Atik and Vishesh.
Hi, Matthew. You would like advice to Pakistan team visit Australian team to visit Pakistan 2022 in March. Your advice to Australian team? Thank you.
I think my advice is that, especially from a batting point of view, is that surely our batsmen will be queuing up, you know, to get on the Pakistani wickets. I was always dreadfully disappointed that I didn't get a chance through my career to play on nice, strong, flat wickets. But I think, to take a higher level and more serious answer to your question, Atik, I feel that it's incredibly important that the country now embraces Pakistan as a full membership nation, that it allows and supports its incredible fan base, really like no other apart from India, similar sort of passion and commitment to the great game of cricket, that it allows itself, the Australian unit, to come and enjoy the hospitality of Pakistan, to enjoy the overall sense of cricket and the experience of Pakistan, because it's certainly the one regret that I have in my career is not being able to travel to Pakistan as an international cricketer, in spite of having such a great and unique challenges. You know, one of which, you know, is the head coach here right now in Suckling, who is a wonderful spin bowler, and then a myriad of fast bowlers, which naturally I would have loved to have played in the home environment. You know, Waqar and Wasim, Shoaib, you know, just fast bowling battery like no other. And as an opening batsman, that's what you want to try and face, and to not have the opportunity to do that in Pakistan is a regret of mine. So embrace it, be a part of the future of Pakistan cricket. It's a hugely important part of the cricket community, and I'm sure, Atik, that they are looking forward to travelling to Pakistan.
Hi, Haydos. Best of luck for the semi-finals. I just wanted to ask, you have observed Shaheen Shah Afridi from close quarters over the last month. So what do you think is his biggest quality, and why do you think opening batters across the tournament have struggled to get him away?
Yeah, thank you. His high quality pace is most certainly, you know, part of his arsenal, and the white ball doesn't swing for a long time. In T20 cricket in particular, it seems to be a number of balls, not a number of overs. Those number of balls, though, can be destructive, as we saw from his delivery to KL Rahul, one of the best balls that I've seen ever, apart from, you know, even the last 2 or 3 months of observing cricket, you know, in this country, in the UAE. So he's got that ability, like every good strike bowler, to be able to commit to, you know, wonderful pace, which means that his preparation, his recovery, and his just ability in general to be able to focus on delivering fast bowling day in, day out. And Werner Flander has also done a wonderful job in preparing him for that, has meant that he's been a consistent performer at international cricket. The challenge, of course, for every fast bowler is the cricket program. And, you know, unfortunately, because there is so much cricket, there is that risk of over bowling and just burnout in general. So it'll be careful management for Pakistan to manage, you know, a primary asset like Babar Azam, you know, like Rizwan, like Vakar, and also Shaheen, guys that are playing day in, day out international cricket need to be carefully monitored and carefully secured as assets for tournaments, you know, like the one that we're facing now and also tomorrow.
Thank you so much, everyone. Just a little update. We are having our training session in the evening from 6 to 9. See you all there. Thank you so much, Haidus. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.